ounce of energy at your disposal to help us rebuild the infrastructure of the Pan-African movement. I want you to use every ounce of your energy to help us rebuild the structure of Black America, the Black Caribbean, Black South America, Black...
We was Kangs. Do I have to say it again? Hello. Welcome back to another video. We are back again. Sorry, my hair's wet. I just got out of the shower and I didn't feel like blow drying it because it's already fried from me putting a box dye on there. So I figured I won't put it through any more hell than it's already endured. But anyway, we are back again with another video. Today we are going to be looking at some videos from Dr. Omar. And the reason why we're bringing him up, I think he's a Black Hebrew Israelite. Pretty sure. And if you know anything about Black Hebrew Israelites, they are like the founding fathers of the We Was Kangs movement, okay? They believe in Wakanda. They're pretty based on the Jays, but that's about it. They kind of fall short when they're like, we was the Jays. Okay, I don't know why anyone would want to be a Jay, but all right, whatever. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Anyway, let's take a look at this whole video. One of the interesting things to note about Black Hebrew Israelites is they really do hate white people. Like they discourage race mixing, not from a base perspective, but because they hate white people, right? On that point, I actually agree with them. You should keep your bloodline pure, but the reasoning for it on their end is like this whole weird quagmire of Black power and whatever, everything that if white people engaged in, and if white people said the same things Black Hebrew Israelites said, they would be cast out of civil society forever. They wouldn't be able to work, they wouldn't be able to have a voice, they wouldn't be able to make money, and they would not have a platform. So that just goes to show a little bit of the double standard we're dealing with. But let's just jump right into this video and see what Dr. Omar, I don't know how to pronounce his name, has to say.
I didn't say you gotta mistreat them. I didn't say you gotta hate them. You got to understand them. That's all, brothers and sisters. When you see a pit bull dog, do you hate the pit bull? No. But you know that pit bull got some tendencies that you don't necessarily want to evoke, so you keep your distance from the pit bull. You don't hate the pit bull. I love snakes. But guess what? I know snakes got certain types of natural...
So you know he's comparing white people to pit bulls right now. And snakes now as well. Sorry, I've got a Zen in because I'm trying to get off nicotine, and apparently trying a different form of nicotine helps. But yeah.
Tendencies that I don't necessarily want to find myself on the wrong side of. So I keep my distance from the snakes. So I'm not telling you to hate white folks. I don't teach hate. I'm telling you to understand your enemy and know when your behavior needs to be adjusted so that you don't fall victim to the enemy. That's what I teach. I don't teach hatred. Hatred is energy. I want you to use every ounce of energy at your disposal to help us rebuild the infrastructure of the Pan-African movement. I want you to use every ounce of your energy to help us rebuild the structure of Black America, the Black Caribbean, Black South America, Black Australia, Black England, Black Canada, Black Africa. I don't want you wasting time hating white folks. That's valuable energy. That's valuable energy. Why the hell will I tell you to hate your enemy? If hating your enemy was going to solve your problems, we'd be free already. I will never teach hate. I ain't got to hate my enemy, but I got to understand my enemy, and I got to defeat my enemy. I do not have to hate him. If you've ever taken martial arts, if any of you have ever taken martial arts, one of the first things they teach you in martial arts, and I took Taekwondo right here in the streets of North Philadelphia as an elementary school student. In Taekwondo, the first thing the instructor teaches you, your emotions are never to be wasted on your opponent. Your emotions are to be channeled into constructive activity. Your emotions are never supposed to be wasted on your opponent. Your emotions are supposed to be channeled into constructive activity.
Okay, we get it. I've heard enough of this ranting. What I love is that he's saying white people are the enemy, you know? Oh, really? Have you ever checked out the stats on black on white crime? It's staggering, actually. And then you reverse that and you look up the stats for white on black crime, and it's basically non-existent. And then you can look at black on black crime, and it seems like black people are their own worst enemies, because that's through the roof as well. The reason why I'm bringing this video up is because we're all vindicated. At the end, whites win. I'm not joking. That's a joke, of course. But the whole thing is, this guy's whole thesis is that black people are better than white people. White people are the enemy. They're snakes. They're dogs. And you need to avoid white people at all costs and just do dealings and just work with black people. Well, if anybody knows how that is, I mean, if I said that's not the best policy, I would get canceled for being racist. Actually, good luck with that, because I've already been canceled and it didn't work. Okay? It didn't work. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger, and this is true. This is the attitude to have going forward. Cancel me. Cancel me. Keep trying to cancel me. You're just making me stronger. I'm just building my, like that fragrance guy, power! Okay, so the reason why I bring this video up is because of this. He basically proves all of our points and vindicates us all. Because this is what he found when he was only going to work with white workers, or black workers rather. He was only going to employ blacks. He was only going to surround himself with blacks. And it seems like it didn't really turn out for him as he had hoped.
After waiting 4 years on black people, I decided to start hiring whites. And guess what? They did in 1 year what the black people couldn't do in 5. White people overcharged us too, but they finished the work. But let me give you this though. And I can say this now because I'm over it. FDMG to almost every black contractor we ran into was nothing but a hustle and a way to get a quick bag. When I look back, they simply used us to get money. They didn't care about me. They didn't care about their school. They didn't care about our kids. We were just a quick hustle. Before we got to school, people was all over the internet saying, as soon as he get to school, we're gonna do the work for free. Y'all probably heard that. Once he get to school, I'm gonna do the plumbing for free. Once he get to school, nobody did anything for free. That was all cash.
Well, you don't know, or you don't say. Shocking. I could have never made that prediction. I could have never told in a million years that if you only hire black contractors and you only surround yourself with black people who, if you look at these civilizations they've created, well, they're still living in mud huts. So there is that. There is that. Whitey does contribute something to society, like society itself, like a safe society that people can't wait to move to. People move in droves to the United States and other Western countries, and then all they do is complain incessantly about racism. Well, it must be pretty good here if you're willing to put up with all that racism to live here, and that's thanks to white people. If you look at South Africa, what's going on there, they basically kicked out all the white people. That's why we have some refugees coming here, which, by the way, the media was flipping out about the 40 families that came here. It was like 40 to 60 families who came, because they're like the only ones left, because they were wiped. They were literally genocided in South Africa. And now what are they doing? Well, they're using apartment shafts, escalator shafts as dumpsters. They're pulling out all the wiring and the electricity out to sell the wiring. So now they don't have electricity, they don't have clean water, and they are using the elevator shafts as trash bins. Yeah. So just like Dr. Omar said himself, maybe Whitey does contribute something, you know? And maybe you should get off your little black power soapbox a little bit and just stop seeing people as the enemy and maybe start seeing yourself as the problem. That'd be a great place to start. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Apologies again that my hair's all wet, but I'm too lazy to blow dry it, and that damages it, right? Almost as damaging as hiring a person of color as your contractor. Anyway, have a good one, and I will see you in the next video.